Hey guys, Ted Bogert back with the Ted Show. Excited to have this very community oriented advocate, wonderful human being all around from everything I'm told. And obviously, I can tell this is Karlette, otherwise known as Koko Karras. Did I say it right?
You
Coco.
did, yes,
Okay,
good for
yeah.
listeners.
And we're going to talk about Serenity's Grace. We're going to talk about helping Orlando's vulnerable and all of the wonderful things that Coco has been up to. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I am super excited about this. I'm so grateful.
I'm very grateful to have you, and I'm thankful for all that you do for our community. And I want them to know about that. But first, I'd love it if you gave us some origin story. Tell us a little bit about your background, and then maybe how you got to eventually how you got to Serenity's Grace.
Well, born and raised in Chicago, I always just thought about giving back to other people, so I always participated in runs and walks. And then we moved to Georgia, where I started working for the Red Cross. So it was called the Blood Lady in my community. And I would set up these blood drives, and I always drove around in a Red Cross car. So it's like, oh no, here comes the blood lady. She's gonna be begging for food and begging for blood. So it just
I love
became,
that.
yeah. Well, yeah, I got used to it. Even with my kids, I have three kids, and we would go into the projects and get kids, and we do fundraising events to pay for their school supplies, their dental appointments, doctor appointments, and I was a Cub Scout leader for 6 years. So
Where
yeah,
did you get the spirit of giving, Coco? Where did you
um,
get the spirit of, like, did you grow up in a household where you gave back a lot, or is that just something that was always part of who you are?
I think I really got it from my great grandparents and my grandmother because they pretty much took care of the entire community. When my great grandparents were alive, if people like were facing foreclosure or lights got turned off, they would pay their mortgage for a year. There's actually a family still living on my great grandparents' property that they built them a house and they live there for free. Um,
Wow.
they
There's some
built it.
generosity there.
Yeah, so I think I got it from them. And then instead of my great grandparents leaving us money, they set up a scholarship fund. So every kid that graduated from their church, they got a full ride to college.
Wow.
And the only stipulation was that they maintain a C or above grade point average. So that's pretty easy. And for that to happen, and it's still going on to this day, that kids are going to college because of my great grandparents, that touches me.
That's
Um,
amazing. What a legacy. I did not know that. Is it here in Florida? Well, you're born and raised here. No, Chicago,
I,
Chicago.
I was born in Chicago, but my great grandparents were there. They were in Knoxville, Tennessee. So my great grandmother lived until she was 5 days shy of turning 105.
Wow.
Um, and yeah, and she was a whippersnapper up until then. So with that's on my dad's side. On my mom's side, my grandmother would like fry fish and cook collard greens and hot water cornbread every Friday and just feed people. Like the insurance people would come and collect the insurance money every Friday from her, even though she could mail it. That was her way of getting a hostage to come sit in her house and eat and watch soap operas on three different TVs at the same time. So no
I
one went
love that you have
hungry.
fond memories of her. I love it. I
Oh
both
yeah.
of all of. I just think it's so amazing when grandparents, great grandparents, anybody can put that on your heart and show and lead by example and show how to help the community. But a lot of times people, as you grow up, you do different things. When did Serenity's Grace come into play? And tell us about that.
So we moved to Florida in the year of 2000, and I was attending, like, searching for churches and, organizations to do stuff. And we found a place, and we started going to a community that was very dangerous and drug infested. And so Serenity was always with me. And we would go to these places, do the outreach, have fun with the kids. Like she would play with the kids while we were, beautifying the neighborhoods. And we joined another church that was doing community service. And they said that she was too young to come out. So I kept getting this pushback on she's too young for this environment. You shouldn't be bringing her. So that meant if she didn't go, I wasn't going because I had her, and I'm not going to pay a babysitter to watch her so I can do community
And
service.
who is Serenity?
That's my granddaughter. That's the one I cut the cord on. So she's really, 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 really my child. So, after not being able to go for so long, people in my neighborhood kept dropping donations off in our driveway. Like we got these pirate donators, and they would do it when no one was home. So we didn't know who they were. And so Serenity was like, Grandma, why can't we just go feed the people? I miss them. I miss them. And I said, okay. And she was 5 at that time. And she kept pushing me. And I said, okay. And so on when she was getting ready to turn 7, on her birthday, she said, all I want to do is go feed the people. Like, why can't we just go feed the people? And I told her, not thinking this is a kid now, if you put a team together, we'll do it. And she has to borrow my phone. And she called my best friend, Sue, who is in heaven right now. And she said, Auntie Sue, I want to go feed the people. And Grandma says I need a team. So can you and Olivia come? And of course, my girlfriend was like, I'm on board. What are we doing? She was like, I don't know, but we got to put a team together. And she called her uncle. She called her mom. She talked to some of my neighbors. And January 1st, Serenity had her name picked out. And we went out and fed 105 people that day. 101,
Wow.
100. And
Wow.
so it caught with all the people that were there, and they was like, Koko, when are you guys doing this again? I said, next month. And so every month we would put a menu together, and nobody followed it. Everybody brought what they thought, their families like to eat. And we had buffet style meals every month. We did clothes, toiletries, blankets, shoes, um, anything you could think of. We had music, so we danced.
Love
And
that.
it just grew into every month we were going out. And then I decided I wanted to do more. Like this wasn't enough because I went home crying every time we finished feeding because we ran out of food. We
Ah,
ran out of resources. And my friends was like, well, what does it take? So everybody just started putting in the pot, like, we're going, we're going. And now we have the food pantry. And so it's to be in this situation, in this environment, because I don't live in this area. I drive down here 7 days a week.
wow.
And I know the people, they know my truck. Like if I stop at a red light too long, they're running up to my truck. Koko, you got some food? And I'm like,
Wow.
geez, I don't have any food in my car. I don't have it. So
So
we're
tell
growing.
me about. I want to know about your granddaughter because that obviously that's what Serenitys Grace is named after. What's it like for you to watch her embrace that giving back spirit? She's obviously fully embraced it. What's that like, her being your granddaughter and seeing how much she loves the community and wants to help people?
Well, this little girl, she's about to be 16 in a couple of months. And it's interesting that everywhere we go, she sees people for who they are, not their situations, not what they look like, not what they smell. Like we ran into a lady who was a card box. They called it a card box story. And Serenity had watched this video on YouTube, and I knew nothing about it. And we were down there feeding. She was like, "Oh my God, it's a celebrity!" And I was like, "Where?" She's like, "That lady. She was on YouTube. She was on YouTube. Grandma, we gotta go." And so we run across the street to this lady, and she's like talking, and she's like, "I want to just give you a hug. I want to tell people I know you." So for her to see there's no difference in anybody, like she's so, that lady was so embraced and love from her. And she was like, "But I'm no celebrity." She was like, "Oh yes you are, and I gotta take a picture with you." She's out here fighting to change the world, and she has so much dreams and passions. Like she's wants these tiny houses to go up. We were in the bank, and she was like, "Grandma, we're gonna buy some land." She's like, "And we're gonna build these tiny houses, and everybody can live free, and they can grow vegetables, and they can cut the grass. So we have a landscaping, and then we're gonna teach them how to use the computer." And I'm like, okay, Grandma can't do all of this by herself. was like, but you can do a whole lot of stuff, Grandma. We've been making stuff happen. Like, you can do it. And I'm like, okay.
She's got a
Okay.
passion. I mean, she's got a spirit of giving on her heart, which is just so amazing at any age, let alone her age. And to
Yeah.
continue to do it as you go through the, try to maneuver through the crazy teen years. Sorry, all teens out there, but it's just the way it is from a parent or grandparent perspective.
Yeah.
But it's so amazing to see that kind of heart out there when there's so many other distractions that a 16-year-old especially could be involved in. And so what a blessing for her to be involved. What does she want to do with it? Does she want to do it forever? Does she want to get into that field? Does she want to take over from grandma and say, hey, I've got this?
Well, actually, her career goals is for psychology. So she wants to go into helping them with their mental. So she's doing dual education right now because she says there's a way that she could also be an entrepreneur while giving back and helping them with their, she was like, because grandma, when they put them out of these programs, there's no follow-up, there's no
It's
one
true.
there to help them, and this is why they keep ending up back in the situation that they're in. She's like, so if we have a full facility, they don't have to worry about it. They can come straight to us and we can take care of everything and teach them jobs and get their medical benefits and get them on their medication and keep them on their medication and follow up. And I'm just like, okay.
I love it. You know what I love too is that grandma's along for the ride, and I know you're proud, and I know your heart's full because you get to see her expanding this ability to help more, wanting to help more people. I mean,
Yes.
I just think that's beautiful. What can we
If
do to
you, if
help? So David Pagan, I've got to give him, or Pagan, it depends on what day of the week.
It's Pagan,
David,
David
it's
Pagan.
Pagan, David. Sorry about that. David introduced us. Kudos to him. Thank you. What can we
Yes.
do to help Serenity's Grace? What can we do to actually make an impact with the holidays coming up? Remember, guys, so many people furloughed, so many nonprofits and not-for-profits and community organizations are hurting so badly because all of us have been impacted by COVID. So imagine the most vulnerable, as the show is talking about. So what can we
Right.
do to help, Koko?
Well, we're currently in a building right now that needs major roof repairing. Like it rains on our pantry, it rains on our food. We're trying to get it up and operating, fully functioning. We have a thrift store that it needs some repairs. We've been fighting to get it open for a while, but it's because of COVID, everything has been, stagnant. All of our fundraising events have been canceled because of COVID, and we're just like, I don't know if David told you that Four Seasons Hotel donated furniture to us, and we are in the process of redoing 90 assistant living facility residence rooms,
Wow.
and that's taken a toll on me because we have to rent trucks and it's a lot of heavy lifting, but I get it done. So I need someone
That is
to
big. So there's lots
it,
of ways people see. I think people get caught up in I have to cut a check. Look, checks are great, guys. So don't ever, if that's what's on your heart, cut the check. But there's also
yeah,
ways for people to give back with their talents and their physical strengths, helping with
yes,
moves.
with the
There's ways
metals.
for roofers. Any of my roofer friends out there, there are ways for you to get involved and give back without it costing you something. If you also are having issues with money and being furloughed, you can still give back.
Yeah, with talents and skills, we could use those. The building, it like I said, it needs repairs. So once the roof is repaired, the ceiling tiles have to be replaced. We've got a lot of electrical stuff going on in here, but it doesn't stop me from doing what I can do to keep helping the community. Like our pantries are off the chain. We have fire throwers in here, they're throwing breathing fire and dancing. The senior citizens come in and we playing old school and they're like, oh, and you see them, rocking in their walkers. We carrying food, we deliver food to people that can't get to us. So with our thrift store being open, that would help sustain us because everything is $1, so
Right.
can't go wrong. We get new clothes, we get used clothes, gently used clothes, and like I said, with the furniture, that's helping a lot with people. Like we have a family of 5 that moved and they lost everything because of COVID, and we went in and I got a phone call and I said, so how's the situation going at your house? And the kids were like, we had to leave all our furniture, like they put us out. And I'm like, I thought they couldn't do that. So I just kicked it in gear and we loaded up the truck and we put every one of them in a bed. We got sofa beds that,
Wow.
oh yeah, the sofa beds are amazing. And they got the pillow top mattresses, and we put lights lamps in there, took pictures, and then we filled their refrigerator and their cabinets up with food. So
It's amazing what
I
you're doing.
yeah, I think I got a little problem going on here because I just want to save the world. I know I can only do one family at a time, but that one family at a time makes a difference. And we had a young lady that came yesterday that, I mean, she was crying when she went to her car, and I said, we don't do crying here. She goes, but we had no food. And we filled the entire back seat up of a pickup
Oh,
truck, and it was stacked
gives me
for her.
chills.
And then she took food to her neighbor. I said, if you know anyone, like, we don't turn anyone away. We don't discriminate. We don't ask questions. We're judgment free. We don't care about your religion, your political beliefs. Like, if you're hungry, you need to come see me. If you need some furniture, you need to come see me. I don't, I, Everybody has a story. I have so many that I could share with you, but I drowned you in them. But we adopted 2 boys and girls club, and I have one that told me, Coco, you're bringing too much food here. We're turning into a mini you. I said, yeah, you're going to be the pantry where I can't be, because I know these families are hurting. So I'm
Yes.
going to keep bringing this food, and your staff is going to keep working, and we're going to get the teens out there with their mask on, and it's going to be a drive-through pantry. And she goes, I know. And I'm like, yes, we're gonna have a drive. And so every week that in the homeless people go there, it's like, where's that lady with them brown bags? I'm like, I'm on my way. you know, I'm coming. So I got home last night at 9 o'clock after being here from 7:30, um, because people needed food. Um, we need to do better in America. We need to do better. And we
Amen.
need help. We need help to do better, because if I had the help, I could do a lot more. Like you said, I need muscles in here. I need people, because if I could show you the furniture, I loaded a 15-foot truck by myself on Friday.
Oh my God, Coco, no, we have to find you. Well, hey, muscle dudes, muscle girls, whatever, I don't care. Even if you're a small person and want to bring a big person, there's so many ways for you to get involved. Listen, that is something that so you would do on the weekend for a friend.
Yes,
So think of it as giving back, and it's something that you can do. Where's
yes,
the best way for them to reach you? I think David put it on there, and I have it down at the bottom. Serenitysgiftoflove.com. Is that the best way to find out how to reach you, how to donate, how to give back, how to find out how they can help you move? Is that the
yes.
best place?
That's the best place. But if people want my phone number, am I allowed to give that out?
Absolutely, sure.
So if you want to contact me directly, this phone is 407-470-9091. I promise I return all phone calls within 24 hours. Text me if you just really ready to get on board and help. If you have trucks, if you know moving companies that could, give us some time, because of Four Seasons, we just started second phase. So I'm doing pickups every week now. And well, our volunteers yesterday went home with truckloads of furniture. And it was funny because I'm like, you guys don't know how to pack a truck, move. And I'm like, take everything off, let's repeat. Y'all taking all this furniture today. So to see them struggle to get those sofa beds up to a second floor story apartment is hilarious. Like, I am TikTok famous because I video everything that they do, and I just laugh because they're grateful to not be sleeping on the floor anymore. They're
Yes,
grateful to have,
yes.
beautiful furniture. It's beautiful. It's beautiful furniture. So anybody that wants to help, like, even if you just want to put toiletry bags together or collect grocery bags for me. So with the grocery bags, we're taking those and we're making plarn balls out of them. So it's, instead of it being yarn, it's plastic. And we're making bedrolls out of them for the homeless people. And we're making reusable bags so they can put their stuff in them and it doesn't get wet. So I have a team in
Wow.
Georgia that's doing it, and it's just amazing that these plastic bags that we give them back to Publix. God knows what they're doing with them, but we're taking them and we're turning them into reusable bags and sleeping mats for them. And the sleeping mats are washable. They resist the rain, they protect them from the sun, and they shield them from the cold. So it's multi-purpose bedrolls and then the reusable bags. So there's many ways you can help us. Collect toiletries. We are desperate for deodorant and we're desperate for socks. People, you'd be surprised when we give out the food bags and they have socks in them. That food doesn't even matter because they have some dry socks, clean socks to put
Oh,
on.
see, these are such,
Simple things.
we don't think about those things until you tell us. So I'm glad that you're giving us details. Socks, I mean, I can't even tell you how many pairs of socks I could give away that need to go to somebody. I'm glad, you just you don't know, you don't think about it if it's not your norm. So that's why people like
Yeah.
you, it's just so important to scream off the rooftops and the mountaintops what you need. All right, so Koko Karras, Serenitys Grace, serenitiesgiftoflove.com. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Koko. You can go to the website. You can go to you can go to David Pagan. You can do anything, but whatever you do, don't just turn off the broadcast and do nothing. Please get involved. This is an
Please.
amazing organization. And Koko, thank you for sharing your journey and your heart, and what you do in the community is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you for having us on the show. Like, I really appreciate it. I'm about to cry right now. So,
Oh, well, don't. You make me, you cry, I cry. So this is a crying show. So thank you. I got goosebumps many times when you were talking and choked up. And I think it's just absolutely, uh, I'm a faith guy. So God's work, whatever work you want to call it, I think you're doing amazing things for our community. So thank you. Thank you.
no,
All
thank
right.
you.
Serenitys Grace, guys. Get
All right.
involved. Ask
Yes.
questions. Give back. All right, we'll see you
All
later.
right.
Thanks,
All right.
Koko.
Thanks.
Y'all have
Have
a
a
good one.
wonderful day, everyone. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, everybody.